Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to Godspeed, where we provide you a market overview every week for the Lexus LC500 and other Lexus models. This week, I'm very excited. First of all, let me just wish everybody a happy Easter weekend. Hopefully, you had a wonderful Friday. Today, I've got a couple cars I want to put in front of you. I'm extremely excited about each and every one of these, so let's get straight to them. So all the way to the left, we've got a 2018. Here's one that I want to bring to your attention because we've talked about it a few times on some of the previous episodes. But here's one that I want to be proactive with a couple people that might be looking for, this darker gray color with a red interior and low miles, right? So this vehicle is $69,980. It has been on the market or at this dealer for 58 days. It's only got 13,000 miles, but the last price reduction was done on 3/21. Now, we're talking about 3 weeks on next Tuesday. It'll be before the last price reduction. We're out of the tax season. I'm anticipating another price reduction on this one. So just one of the strategies that I'd like to share with you guys here is that whenever I'm looking at a vehicle and I see that it's getting close to the price point that I'm interested in, right, I might actually get ready to start communicating or even reach out early next week to this individual, and I would just start building a relationship with one of the sales reps out there and see what they can't do to start working on a price reduction. The reality is that even if they don't give you a price reduction immediately, you've got somebody ready to start partnering with you should this drop. The last time it dropped, it was about $3 grand. This time, I don't anticipate that heavy of a drop, but we could probably see this at somewhere around $77,000 or $78,000, which would again make this a really good offering, especially a $13,000 option, clean title, all that good stuff. Okay, let's go over to the far right. So I know we got a couple members who really love this Nori green combo, and here's one that just hit the market. Actually, it's not even a picture. I actually pulled this picture just from the internet because they're still prepping the vehicle. But for those of you who are looking for Nori green, I want to get this in front of you before everybody gets aware of it, right? So it's a 2021 Nori green. It does have the toasted caramel interior, which if I'm not, if I'm being honest, I think that's probably the best color combo with Nori green. I mean, that green and brown really do play off each other. It's a clean one owner. It's got the remainder of the factory warranty obviously intact on this one, only 17,000 miles. And here's the interesting thing about this: at $84,000. This is if not this is one of the lowest 2021s on the market. This is just a testimony to how we're seeing 2021s hit the scene. Ridiculously affordable, especially if you're comparing them to just 3 months ago, when in late December, the cheapest you could find a 2021 hardtop or convertible is above 100,000. Okay. And then last but not least, guys, we talked about this car last week. I've been keeping an eye on this vehicle because it is a 2018. It's a white, it's top of the line. So it's the full spec carbon fiber, retractable spoiler, all the goodies. It's only got 9,000 miles on it. This is the lowest mile 2018 LC500 on the market that I've seen. And last week it was 75. Actually, let me step back. It came to the market at 80,000. Then they reduced it to 75,000. This week they reduced it another $2,500, and we're sitting at 72,500. Again, the red wheels might not be for everyone. And I get that, but I think, guys, last week I mentioned that once this gets to $70,000, you can say goodbye to it. I think we're scarily getting to that price point. If this is something that you're interested in, I think it's time to reach out to this seller. He's a private owner, so you don't have to worry about all that dealer fee stuff. But I think it's time to get in front of this person and start, maybe even wheeling and dealing, or just say, hey, this is a tremendous opportunity at this price point. It's time for me to pull the trigger. If it looks as good as it shows and displays here, and if it holds up to that 9,000 mile piece there, I don't see a better opportunity on the market right now for those low miles. Well, guys, we got a lot more to look at. I'm so excited to do this again with you this week. Let's get into the market review. All right, so right off the bat, I just want to take another closer look at this one. I spoke about it in my intro video, but I've been watching this one ever since it was initially posted at $80,000. and we dropped to 75,000, and it stuck there for probably the entire month of March. And then, of course, as we came into April, actually just this past weekend, this was dropped again to 72.5. We talked about it a bit last week, and, you know, I just want to highlight this one. I mean, we got to acknowledge that this is a 2018 under 10,000 miles. The spec'd out is the most expensive spec you can get, the retractable spoiler, the carbon fiber. It's got the black interior, and of course it's got these red wheels, but this is indeed, again, it's got the Alcantara as well, right? And it's got the Alcantara top. Yeah, this is indeed a real contender, and, you know, just want to call this one out and say that if anybody's really interested in this one, make sure you give this individual a call. If it's still on the market next week, I think I'm actually going to schedule some time. I might get a closer look video, get you guys some live footage on this one right here, and, you know, talk with the owner and just kind of see, you know, where they're at, you know, with this particular vehicle. But again, I think it's a strong opportunity. So let's see what's else out here in the marketplace this week. I will say this, the 2021s are absolutely moving in the right direction. They are coming down, down, down. You know, right here we got a 2020 for 81,000. We've got a 2021, right, with half the miles for 86. Here's another 21 for 86. There's so many great offerings. Again, I try to bring you guys back. Here's that one from last week. I try to remind y'all that, you know, just literally 3 months ago, you couldn't find a hardtop or a convertible 2021 for under $100,000. And so to see these things now as low as $81,000, that's a $20,000 reduction. So, you know, here's another one. I think this one, I don't think we looked at last week, but just wanted to call it out because it's a darker option, and I know we do a lot of you know, white specs, but this one's got the carbon fiber retractable. Actually, this is an interesting one. Every blue moon you'll find a carbon fiber top without a retractable spoiler, and look, this one doesn't even have a 21-inch wheel spec on it. So, you know, I think 2021, I can't remember if it was 21 or 22 where they started to where you could build it to exactly how you wanted it. Maybe that's what this one is right here. Somebody built it to their spec and just, you know, didn't want the retractable spoiler, didn't want the 21-inch wheels, but loved the carbon fiber top, and so that's what we got here. But again, you know, just showcasing how these 2021s are just dropping in price. Here's another convertible option here. Here's that one for 67. I was hoping it was going to drop a little bit in price. Here's a 2022 for $90,000. Again, you know, this is outside of my price point, and I'm curious to see, you know, what you guys' pricing options were. I looked at the poll from last week, and, you know, it looks like a lot of you guys are looking at, you know, whites, blacks. We've got a couple who are looking for the nori green, which I called a spotlight on that one in the intro video as well. And then, of course, the red interior is #1 in choice. Black interior came in second, and then third interior, you get the toasted caramel. And of course, everybody loves those one-off colors like the blues and the whites and the yellows and stuff. So, but that's good information. I appreciate you all for providing that, because that'll help me to understand kind of which cars to highlight as we're walking through these. Okay. All right. Convertibles. Again, want to call this one out because it's only dripped down a few $100 every other week. Like this week, it dropped from $85,999 to $85,832. And it's probably because, you know, this dealer's just like, how much more am I going to have to drop this price to get this convertible sold? But if you're looking for a convertible, this one's in great condition. If I remember correctly, yep, clean title, 1 owner, 0 accidents. This is a Lexus dealership. It's interesting that this is not certified, but it's only 25,000 miles on it and coming in at 85,000. Again, if you've got cash, or not cash, that's an old way of us saying if you're ready to buy. But if you're ready to buy this vehicle, right? I can't imagine you walking into this dealer and saying, hey, you know, this car has been on your market, if I'm not mistaken, for 60 days, for 2 months. The price has went down by almost $7,000, but I'm well qualified. I'm ready to purchase, you know, but I need to see this at 84,000, or I need you to certify it, you know, something like that. You obviously have some, you know, some negotiating power with that one. Okay, another coupe right here coming in at 87. Again, just so excited to see these 21s for $87,000. My view this week is a little different because I'm actually looking at where we're seeing the best values possible. Like, take a look at this guy. This one's the one that hasn't come in yet. This is actually another green. This is not the green that I did in the intro video, but here's another. Obviously, that's nori green. This one has. They're not telling us what the interior color is, but if you're looking for that nori green, I mean, a 2020 for 75, not a bad bite there at 33,000 miles. Yeah, that's a good solid look. Hopefully we'll have pictures on that next week. So guys, I'll be honest with you, I don't spend as much time with some of the higher priced options, and maybe that's something I'll do a little bit on certain segments, but traditionally I steer towards where the greater values are, because I know a lot of us are going to probably be looking for the most affordable options. The reality is that if you're looking to pay top dollar for anything, including the Lexus LC500, it's you don't need a lot of help paying top dollar for a vehicle like this. There's several opportunities out there, and so I talk a little less about those. It's those deals that I feel like might get snatched up quickly because they're such good deals, or the price points are so great, that I try to put in front of you guys as quickly as possible, so that if it is your time to purchase, you can have that advantage to get in front of the seller before any other buyers do. Right, here's an example of that right here. Here's that Carfax, coming back to the market strong this week. $71,000 for 23,000 miles on it. This is the white exterior. I think they got a couple goodies on this one. Okay, no spoiler. I thought this one might have had the spoiler, but obviously we got the tint, so that's added value right there. This is going to be the toasted caramel. Man, that black tint looks good coming across that A-pillar. Yeah, this one's going to have the toasted caramel. So if you're interested in toasted caramel, white, 20-something thousand miles, 71. Now, remember, CarMax is not going to do any negotiation. So it's almost like if you're ready to spend $71,998, then this is your car for you. But if you're trying to go in there and get it for 70, then unfortunately CarMax has no wiggle room. I don't think they have any, crazy dealer fees either, though. I feel like that's the price you pay. So that's got some advantage to it. All right, while we look through, this one I wanted to showcase real quick. So this is our cheapest certified Lexus on the market right now. And you guys know I stand behind the certified stuff. I love it just because it's inspected. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it does mean that it's inspected, and Lexus dealership is very much standing behind it. So I did want to call this one out. $65,000, 65,000 miles, gray with black interior. Nice option here. Well, we'll go with that this time. Typically I don't do those zoom arounds, but yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. Doesn't have the 21s on there that I know a lot of us like, but 18 with black interior. I mean, that's a great look. Gotta love that one. All right. The other thing I will say about this one too is it being at a Lexus dealership. Obviously you're going to have a little bit of wiggle room. I'm seeing dealers now have much more of an appetite to pivot on the price a bit, especially when they've got a highly qualified candidate, who's got a good credit score, is either bringing in their financing or willing to get financed with their company. So definitely take those into the dealer when you're getting ready to purchase as well. Right, here's our lowest price convertible on the market. Carfax one owner on that guy. This one dropped a little bit as well. I can't, before I start talking this one, let me just make sure this isn't that smoky granite mica that had some damage. It's got 2 accidents, yeah. So this one's been out here a long time, and we've all watched this one. If you've been watching the episode, you've seen the prices just drop, and they dropped it again last week. Just because it's got accidents, and again, everybody's gonna have different feelings on this one, and I definitely think that if you're going to purchase a vehicle that's had accidents, that you should make sure you get a good Carfax. You should make sure you get the Lexus dealer to inspect the vehicle for you, so that there's no surprises, there's no gotchas. I mean, you might come out of pocket $180, but that's well worth it before you drop $60,000-$70,000 on a used Lexus, especially if it's had any damage to it, right? Knowing what you're getting into is the name of the game. But this one, could very well be an option for you with those two accidents. It's really hard to, even though Carfax claims that they know all the accidents. Let's face it, if it's a minor fender bender, two people ran into each other in the grocery shopping or the parking lot, if both of those parties decide not to communicate that, right, then you've got an accident factually that's happened, but it's not going to show up on any of these reports because it hasn't been reported out. So I said all that to say that there's probably a lot of vehicles out here that say clean Carfax with no accidents that probably have had a fender bender, nothing that's ridiculous. But take those into consideration, and always make sure you utilize the dealer to do that full 100, and I think it's a 181 point inspection where they look at it all. They test the paint to make sure that the paint quality is right throughout the entire vehicle, which is very important because, again, these Lexus paint jobs are very expensive, right? If you had to go repair those. Very much looking forward to this one. I was hoping this 2020 would dip down a little bit this week, but it hasn't. It's actually held strong. So lots of vehicles, again, in the higher price points, but I'm definitely seeing prices drop. So here's a private seller here. Again, not the 21s, but they've definitely got this one blacked out. Got the spoiler on the back. Yeah, this one's completely blacked out with the red interior. Not a bad look at all. All right. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be our report for this week. I do want to call your attention to a couple of closer looks that I'm going to put out in the market probably early this week. I was at the dealer this weekend getting getting Apple CarPlay update on my 2018 LC500. And they've got some beautiful cars on the showroom floor. And so obviously I had to get some videos for you guys. I've got the brand new RX 350. It's taken a minute for the front to grow on me, but I think it's starting to grow on me a little bit. But the car is beautiful. I love the interior. I love the rest of the body on that vehicle. So I've definitely got a closer look that I'll be putting on the market early this week for you. I've got a Lexus LS Sport that is absolutely immaculate and beautiful. I'll be showing that one to you. And then a RCF Sport, not a RCF, but a RCF Sport. This, I have never seen this color. It's a gray color. It had a black hood on it, red interior, absolutely stunning. And I think this one must be a 2023 because it's got some updated headlights and rear tail lights. It's amazing that they still have not brought that full larger screen into the new RCs, but boy, have they made some improvements to the exterior. The body just looks impeccable. So it's a beautiful color. I've never seen this color before. I can't wait to show it with you. So I'm definitely going to be releasing that one this week too. Please look for those. Also, if you all are at a place where you're ready to pull the trigger and you want someone to help you shop, please drop me a comment. Let me know exactly what you're looking for. Exterior color, interior color. Let me know what your price point is. And then, some people were kind of skeptical that I was willing to travel to go pick my vehicle up and, for a good deal. Let me know if you're willing to travel, because obviously, if you let me know what state you're in, and I'll look in that area. If you're willing to travel, let me know that as well, and I'll absolutely help you. I'll partner with you on your journey to purchasing your vehicle. Just give me a heads up on what you're looking for in the comments. We'll partner on it. After all, that's what a community is for, right? Well, listen, I thank you guys so much for coming back this week and enjoying the episode. I hope you saw a couple cars that interest you. If you did, please do follow up on those, especially that white red combo that I showed you in Georgia. Otherwise, you all have a wonderful week. I can't believe next week is the middle of April already, but everybody be safe, and we'll see you next week for another market review. Godspeed.